Hi, this is Cheryl back with you from Farmhouse Frugally, and today we have spring baskets. Dawn from Shabby Meets Bling and myself are hosting this collaboration, so check out her channel and the playlist in my description box. This is going to be so much fun. We are starting with this beautiful Longaberger basket. Very simple, very basic, and quite pretty. Some of them are very orange. This one not so bad. So I am going to start by painting the rim in this gorgeous blue color that matches so well with my kitchen. And I'm just going to do the outside rim with that very carefully. And then I am going to take antiquing glaze and I am going to cover the exterior of the basket with this glaze. I am a fan of all things vintage. I really like my items to look a little bit older, and this basket was looking just a little too new for me. And I also wanted to put that antiquing glaze on top of the blue paint. And so once I have that completely covered, I am just going to wipe that back. And you can see the difference here, one with and one without. And then I'm going into my stash of eggs. Yes, I have a stash of eggs, don't you? I got these at the Goodwill bins, and they had 3 beautiful robin's egg blue already painted for me, so that was awesome. I watered down some brown paint, and I am just going to flick some brown speckles on those and let those dry. Taking out a few of my IOD molds to see which one I might like to use for the front. Now I am using Model Magic clay here, and I'm just going to press some into one of these little tag molds and add that to the front of the basket with some glue. And I like to cover mine while it is still pliable so that it doesn't crack. So either paint or stain or what have you, I'm going to use some of that antiquing glaze right over the top of that mold very gently, and then wipe that back to, again, give that a little bit of detail on the basket. Also give that a little bit more of a vintage feel, and I think maybe a little French country feel. So speaking of French country, I decided that I wanted to put a little something inside the basket with the other items that I have in mind that has a nod to that French country. So I printed this graphic on the graphicsfairy.com for free if you are interested in that graphic. And I'm going to fill it with some of that Excelsior hay looking stuff, and I'm going to put my eggs in here, and then I have the absolute cutest little chick. Oh, I decided that graphic needs a little bit more age, so I added a little bit of that distress ink on the edge and put that in the basket's rim. And then I'm going to add some ribbon. I'm looking for a specific thing I want for a handle, and I cannot find it, but stay tuned. By the end of the video, I do. I will quickly show you how you can make your own chick. You need some clay, preferably one a little bit bigger than the one I have here. You're going to make it like an egg shape, and then either use some white or some yellow feathers. I purchased mine on Amazon, and just clip those back until they are, I like the bottom part of them because they're kind of already separated. The top pieces, you know, sort of look like the top of a feather, but the bottom pieces look all fluffy. And so for a little chick, I think fluffy is best. And you're going to just cover that entire thing, and then just take a little piece of felt and some little beads and add those for a little beak and some little eye. And how adorable is that? I'm also going to make a little egg to go with this display. I had a brown, I think it is a, what do you call that, sock darner. I'm going to paint that white while the paint is wet. I'm going to mist a piece of paint inlay and lay that down in the paint. I'm going to make a medallion for the front to make this kind of that Fabergé egg feel. I'm going to mist it when it's dry and peel that paint inlay back. Glue that medallion onto the front, and then I am going to paint the whole medallion white and then put that paint inlay on the clay, which works really nicely. Once that's all dry, I'm going to use some gold rub and buff for a little bit of a design on this little egg, and I am still looking for the piece to make my handle for this, so I will come back to that at the end. Basket number 1 is very sweet and very simple. I love the clay detail on the front. I love the pops of blue. And so that is a very easy thing for you to recreate if that's something that you have an interest in. And of course, the chicks are absolutely adorable. And so, but basket number 2 is my favorite. So definitely check this one out. I am going to start with the new IOD 2026 spring release mold that has the bunnies. Oh my goodness, how cute. And before I make the actual basket DIY, I want to clean this mold with soap and water, dry it real good, because I want to start with chocolate bunnies. And you cannot have any water in your chocolate. Whenever you melt your chocolate, you want to make sure your utensils are very, very dry. I did mine at 30-second intervals in the microwave, and I am using Trader Joe's dark Pound Plus, I think it's called. I love that chocolate bar. And I am going to snip the end of a Ziploc bag once I fill that with the chocolate. And I am just going to fill that, those bunny molds. And I did overfill just a tiny bit. So you do, if you recreate this, want to go a little slightly less than full. But you want to make sure the ears are very full, because that's the possibility for breakage. You will see in a moment. Tapping that should get the air bubbles out. You can also use a toothpick or something to go around, as I am going to do on this third one. So I have enough chocolate melted to fill all 3 of the bunny molds with just a tiny bit left over, because you know you have to make yourself a little snack while you're doing this. Now, for the basket portion, I am going to start with this sign. It is a sweet little stake that you put in the ground with a bunny and a Happy Easter sign. I got 90% off at Hobby Lobby last year, so probably paid $2 for that or less. And then I am taking this beautiful color spray paint that is called Weekend, and this beautiful Longaberger basket. My daughter got this for me for free on the good table at the dump, which is rather shocking because in this area, Longaberger baskets are pretty pricey. Clean that up, and I'm going to glue onto the bottom some wooden Easter eggs for feet, because this is going to be an Easter basket of sorts, and I thought that that would be a very cute nod to that. So once I have them on and I am waiting for the glue to dry, I am going to take my chocolate out of the refrigerator where it has now hardened, and I'm going to pop them out of the molds. I have a few clear cellophane food bags here, so that will be perfect for these to pop them in and put a little twister tie around them. I'll put some ribbon on those later and then do the same thing for the second one. Unfortunately, on the third one, I broke the ear right here. So that can be remedied if you can just melt a little bit more chocolate and use it kind of like glue, put that on and let that harden. So I did that for the third one, and then once all 3 were done, put them all in the cellophane wrap and set those aside. Now that my wood feet are glued onto the basket and dry, I can go ahead and paint those little egg feet in the same blue that I used on the other basket. Once I get all 4 of those done, then I'm going to move forward on to the next step of this beautiful little basket. Off camera, I'm going to go ahead and paint some more eggs, and then I am going to spray that bunny sign downstairs with that beautiful Weekend color blue, and then when that dries, I am going to dry brush white all over this rabbit so that it will bring out the highlights of the metal that were on that. And then I'm going to go around the outside edges and just sort of dry brush the white to give that a little bit more 3D. And then once that is finished, we are going to glue the basket to the Happy Easter sign and cut off the rest of the stake. And once that glue is dry, I can take those clamps away, and then I am going to go ahead and speckle those eggs as well. And then once I have that finished, I'm going to move on For the front of that basket, I want to take that same bunny mold, and this time I want to clean that and use that for clay. So I press the clay into one of the bunnies and then release that, and then I'm going to paint that white so it won't crack. And then once that's painted and dry, I'm going to glue it right on to the front of the little mummy bunny sign here. I am going to cover it completely in that antiquing glaze and wipe that back, bringing out all the gorgeous detail for this little bunny mold. And then I'm going to take that same antiquing glaze and go around the entire exterior of the blue bunny and wipe that back as well. If you are enjoying this, I would really appreciate it if you would hit that hype button, hit the like, and drop a comment, and just maybe even just a little bunny picture, something, so I know you're still with me. Now, once I am waiting for all that to dry, I am taking some book pages and I am going to just cut those with my paper cutter, crumple them up, and make myself some filler for my basket. I'm going to assemble it all by putting a vintage table napkin in the bottom with those shredded book pages. Then I'm going to take two beautiful ribbons that I have in my stash, and I am going to glue the lace on the top of the blue, and then I am going to tie that around the neck of the bunny to dress that up just a little bit more. And then I am going to fill my baskets with my eggs and my chicks and my chocolates. And then for the finishing touch, I decided I need just a little bit of a sign. I was going to hang one on the front of the basket, but with the napkin in there, that's not going to work. So I took one of these. I have several of these antique and other words on signs, and this has a creamy textured paint over the front of that. And then I took out my stamps and my ink, and I just went ahead and made a sweet little sign for my little cottontail candy company, added that antiquing glaze around that, and wiped that back. And here is my beautiful Easter candy basket, waiting for Easter on the top of my beautiful hutch in my kitchen. And I absolutely love the egg feet and the little nod to Easter with the bunny on the basket. So the mold from IOD just really came out at the perfect time for me to make that sweet little baby bunny, and of course those yummy chocolates. So I would love to know what you think about this sweet little candy basket. And I finally found my grapevine wreath that I had put in a safe place, and I cut a piece of that off, and I'm going to wire that to the first basket and add that ribbon to that handle, and that is my initial plan for that basket. I just could not find my handle. So now that I have found that, my hutch is complete and it is ready for Easter. And I am so glad that you joined Dawn and I today for this Longaberger basket flip. And I hope that you will check out the playlist of all the other creators who have created other spring baskets for your enjoyment. Don't forget to leave a comment. Thanks so much for stopping by, and I will see you in the next one. Take care.